Well, this is a slide that was generated with the help of AI, and in case you're wondering, the original slide or the original draft look like this. So it is basic, and honestly this is not the kind of visual that you want to present in front of your audience. It is just too basic, just a slide with an empty background and a few pieces of text. This won't wow your audience. So instead we can use AI to essentially beautify the design of the slide or document in just a few minutes. And the best part is that you can always choose what is the style, what is the layout, format, and many other visual aspects using a simple plain English. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can turn your draft, your document, or perhaps a bullet point that you want to convert into a presentation. And of course, we can do that with the help of AI. And there are at least two AI tools that I think the best and also the easiest to use when it comes to turning a document into a slide deck or a presentation document. So let's start with this basic document again, and this was actually created using ChatGPT. And yeah, ChatGPT can actually generate a basic document, very useful. But again, it is not something that I'm going to use for an actual real presentation. So let's make it better. Right here, if you're using Google Slides, there is a feature that lets you beautify your slide. Now, you might have noticed that there is this button right here that tells you that it can beautify the slide based on the content. You can click that, but I highly recommend to click this banana icon because it will let you design your own slide or choose the design yourself. Now, this feature should be available if you are subscribing to either Google AI Pro or Ultra Plan subscription, or if you are not willing to pay, then I guess you can join a program called Google Workspace Labs program. This should let you access certain AI tools within Google products like Gmail, Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets, etc. So you can join this program for free using your Google account. Now, after that, let me just go back to Google Slides, and right here in the slide section, feel free to describe the slide design that you want AI to generate. Now, if you don't know any prompt, then I guess you can use this one example that should be available in the description down below. Let me just copy it. And right here in the prompt, it actually explains exactly the kind of visual or format that I want to have on my presentation. Now, feel free to modify it if you have a different preferences to color, font, layout, and many other visual aspects. Feel free to modify the prompt, but this is the prompt that I'm going to use. And after that, when you're done, you can click this send button, but somehow it's not available. Let me just remove. Okay, there you go. So sometimes, yeah, that can happen, but anyway, let me just continue. Let me just click this and just wait. So this prompt will generate multiple slides. So if you have, let's say, 8 slides on your document, then it should generate 8 different slides that later you can apply into each slide in your document. Now, this might take a while, and while it's still doing so, let's continue with the second method. And don't worry, I'm going to show you the final results later. But for now, let's move on. So the second tool also happens to be owned and maintained by Google. The name of the tool is NotebookLM, and again, this is honestly pretty good. It's quite easy to use. So this is a tool that you can use for research or learning anything, but in this case, we want to generate a stunningly beautiful presentation. So you can open a new notebook, or you can also use existing ones, but in this case, I'll just create a new notebook. And for the presentation, I'll use something that is different. So this is a presentation about wildlife photography tips. And again, as you can see, that the visual looks the same as in the previous draft. Now, at the moment, NotebookLM doesn't have a capability or support for a PowerPoint format. So here in my document, in my Google Slides presentation, I need to download this document as a PDF format. And basically, after that, I can save or upload that document to NotebookLM. Let me just do that. And yep, okay, just wait for a few seconds. And of course, you can upload multiple documents. You can upload audio, video, images, and many other formats. This is actually quite compatible with many different file extensions, except for some reason PPTX. Anyway, here in NotebookLM, you can click this pencil button on slide deck. And there you go. So right now there are two formats to choose from. There's detailed deck and there's also presenter slides. Honestly, I will go with presenter slides because this is, I would say, the best way or the most optimal way to present your ideas in front of your audience. Basically, the slides going to be a lot simpler, but still visually striking. And basically, it's a tool that will help you explain something to your audience. So that's why I prefer this format. And you can choose the language. You can also choose the length of the document. In this case, I'll just select short. And by the way, it is possible to specify the number of slides in this section. This is where you can describe anything that you want. It could be about maybe the style. Yeah, maybe you want to change the color. Maybe you want to have a different point or something else. It's up to you. Just provide that right here in this area. But this is optional. If you don't provide anything, even on its own, it is already pretty good. So in this case, I'm not going to tell anything. I'll just let AI to do its own thing and let's see the result later. Anyway, I'm going to click this generate button and just wait for about 5 to 10 minutes depending on the complexity and length of your slides, and later you can see the result. Now I'll just skip a lot and I'll show you the final results on both of these methods. So I'll be back in a second. Alright, so 5 minutes later, I got the result. So this is the result from a NotebookLM slide deck feature. And let me just open it. Well, it looks really good because it's actually including a picture that doesn't exist in the original document. So yeah, this is the power of the slide deck feature in NotebookLM. It is quite creative and it can add a few elements that weren't exist originally in the document. And it was able to just make things logical and chronological. So it looks pretty good. It looks like something that was produced by National Geographic. Yeah, it looks awesome. So yeah, and by the way, if you are planning to revise the document, you want to make some changes, you can click this revise button and then tell AI about the thing that you want to modify. Now, if you want to save this to your computer, you can click this download button and then select either a PDF or PowerPoint. So this is the result of NotebookLM. It is not the most accurate, by the way, because sometimes because it is using AI image model, sometimes the text might not be rendered correctly. So always double check before you are using the document for an actual presentation. But other than that, it looks really awesome. Now let's continue with the first method, basically the Google Slides method. And well, this is the result. So I only got one slide for some reason, but the intention behind this prompt is so we can generate all the slides that are needed for the document. So I have another attempt and this one seems to be successful. So it generated 8 slides and that match the number of slides in this document. And to use it to put them into your document, just click on one of them and then click this, click insert, and then this can be resized and cover the original content. So that's not the easiest way, but I think that's also not complicated to do. So as you can see, it looks pretty cool. And yeah, unfortunately we cannot just put all of them all at once, so you have to do this manually. Not the most elegant way, but at least it is not difficult. And of course, given that this is basically just a picture, you can ask AI to make some changes, like you can click this edit image button and then tell AI about the thing that you want to modify in that particular slide. But well, other than that, I think the result is quite consistent. As you can see, the style is more or less the same, and this will maintain the brand or identity of your product or project. So yeah, I would say it's pretty cool. And yeah, that's essentially all the step-by-step process and the methods that you can use to improve your basic slides into something that is ready to be presented in front of your audience. And of course, it should impress them when you're doing it. So I hope you learned something from this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. I wish you a great day ahead.